Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
Time passes and the night goes on. Eventually, a big dinner table is set. You all sit down and start to exchange stories about your past adventures and misdeeds. However, eventually, the twins begin to tire. It's a little past their bedtime after all, and Mercedes sees them upstairs.
Mercedes comes in. All right, it looks like you've made excellent progress making your way to your beds, but of course you need to be properly tucked in. She walks on over and puts the covers over Melody and smiles. Now, I know that today has been a very exciting, day, but it's definitely time for bed because as we both, all three of us know, it is well past your bedtime, but I'll let it slide because, well, I like you, so. I can't play favorites. I know what I've done. And she scoots over and gives Melody a kiss on the forehead as well. And Melody is actually, like, tightening her grip around her blanket. What's wrong, dear? So you're gonna leave in the morning, right? Possibly. I'm really not too sure just yet. But it's a very real possibility. But I assure you, I will be there for breakfast. And with your father, we'll make sure it's a grandiose one with hash browns and pancakes and all of the sort. Mallory looks over. Are you actually going to come home? What does that mean, dear? Well, you keep coming back with, more glowing scars. Dear, my line of work is very dangerous. I understand that, but it won't keep me away from you. I realize it's difficult to believe considering how long I keep going, but it's necessary. I do this not only to protect you, but other people's families as well. Because I can push through it because I know what I'm coming back to. All right? Okay. Can we at least play tomorrow? We can, absolutely. Before I go, I would love to have a little bit more merriment, and besides, we didn't make a prank together yet, so we'll have to cook something up for your father. Okay. Now, it's definitely bedtime, dears. So, love you. Love you, Mom. Then they tuck themselves in, and Mercy very slowly makes her way out and takes a deep sigh, having to have that be brief of a conversation, and feels bad she kind of blew it off, quite frankly.
Oh. Downstairs. The conversation continues. It's an average dinner. You're surrounded by dear friends, new strangers, a burning visage of your father.
Still burning? Really?
He's propped up on the far side of the room. There are slight fires licking around his cardboard edges. Faria set him up in the house for some reason.
Marcus, your dad is hot.
Yes, I know. I know. You better not be talking in the fucking dumb sexy way.
Literally, I'm not particularly good at metaphors.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so, but, who knows? You could have had some character development when I turned my back.
Not yet.
Freya's drumming his fingers.
Yeah, you've got a mustache, but have you considered being on fire a little bit, Marcus?
I mean, I'm not on fire all the time.
So I'm on fire sometimes.
Freya's drumming his fingers across the table and just thinking about this situation.
I'm not going to touch that one.
So, you're telling me you affected what was functionally a civil war in Honorant?
Yeah, you say civil war, I say secret third path conga line to victory. But
Yeah, is that more like an invasion on our part, now that I think about it?
Oh, that's actually worse. Let's stay away from that word.
It could be considered a coup, perhaps.
I would consider it a coup.
Could it really? I mean, the way I see it, there were two factions, each of them dead set on more or less eradicating the other. All we did was come in, try and make peace, and ultimately,
Installed a government.
Yeah, you came in like a coup.
Man, okay, this is coming out all wrong.
Yeah, I told you guys, you need to stop talking with pillows and just call spades spades.
Did we do a coup? Did we do a fucking coup? Marcus sits back.
Marcus, you sit back in your chair. Your father, almost perfectly in time, begins to burn slightly more supportively in his corner.
It was your kunga line for peace.
Okay, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, I think that we managed to diffuse the situation with the least loss of life on any side possible. That's what's most important, and that's what I was dedicated to.
You certainly have lived rather storied lives so far.
And now we've got an inn with all the leaders.
That's... he rubs the bridge of his nose!
But we don't use that influence for anything bad. We mostly just check in, see how they're doing, and ask for any recipes they might have.
It was the rare good coup.
Yeah. Oh, and we had them deploy their armies to, search for our friend and stuff.
Oh, right.
The whole vast resources thing is actually probably going to come in handy a lot.
But the important thing is that nobody ended up dying that didn't need to.
Marcus, your father falls over on the table from the force of your voice.
Are you sure he's safe? Are you sure that fire is safe?
Yes, to a certain extent. These are the dying embers of the blaze.
You hesitated there. There was a bit of a stutter in that answer.
This is Mercy's house. I'm sure it's fireproof.
Yeah, this table is pretty
that's a
dry,
good
and
point.
he hasn't burned it, so...
Faria smiles at you. No, I'm actually glad you noticed. This is specially designed specifically to take heats, temperatures, etc., various... He looks down and then taps the side of it. This wood is something that I've pressure treated myself. Different alchemical processes have made it extra resilient to heat, cold, whatever you want.
Interesting.
Really?
Harlock stands up and pulls out a vial. May I?
What about explosions and raccoons?
Yes. What about explosions and raccoons?
I was getting to that.
What is that, a vial of Harlock?
Explosive raccoon.
Freya goes, On the one hand, I am a loving house husband, and this is my home. On the other hand, I am still an alchemist. He takes a step backwards. Please, go ahead.
Everyone take a step back. I haven't used this much essence of raccoon in a long time.
Wait, what's going on? What are you doing?
Essence of raccoon.
Right now?
And
Should
fire.
I plug my nose?
Do you want to move your dad? Because I don't know if he's raccoon proof.
Okay, well, you said this fire consumes flesh, right?
I mean,
This one does. This one consumes everything. And garbage.
Okay, one, my dad isn't garbage, and neither is his cardboard cutout. Two, seriously, if I just grab it by a part that's not on fire, will I be safe?
Freya nods at you. Marcus,
Okay.
you start to move over. Normally, you're fire resistant. However, alchemist fire,
Yeah. Not gonna fucking chance that. Is there any part of him that's less on fire than the others?
Yeah, sort of like the side. Yeah, you can
So-
you can grab him like a suitcase
Right.
and pick him up.
You know what? Now that I think about it, does wood count as living material, technically? I know that this is heat treated, or pressure treated so that it's resistant to it, but what about untreated wood?
It's actually
like,
worth
is the chair okay? Is the chair okay?
You look back at the chair. The chair appears to be actually perfectly fine.
Oh, okay, great.
Actually, a little bit of a confession. Testing the process, I used a wide variety of materials, and what do you do with wood that you've alchemically dumped time and effort into, other than pick up woodworking?
Yeah, no, make furniture out of it. That's perfectly good wood.
He nods along.
I respect that. I really do.
You drag the dad duplicate
yes,
over.
I drag my dad away from this fucking table.
This vial contains 1 part saltpeter, 2 parts carbon dioxide, and 3 parts essence of raccoon.
It's really, that third part throws me off every time. I'm going to take a further step back.
I'll sit back here.
It should be an excellent test of the fireproofness of your table. And Harlock winds up and chucks it at the table.
Are you able to extinguish this in case it starts, consuming the house?
You wind up and throw too late to register that concern. Mercedes, this is the first thing you see walking back to the room.
I really thought I put the children to bed, but clearly not.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, we did deserve that.
You didn't want more potatoes, did you?
Well,
You didn't have to put them to bed. I have something for that.
excuse
Carly?
me?
No, we are not going to sedate any children. That's wrong.
Hey,
It's the opposite of sedation.
Oh, you want to give them your special no-sleep juice? Honestly, that could be worse for literal children.
I would pay for an extra night with my mother.
Okay, that's fucking tragic. What the hell? We're not talking about a tragic situation. We're talking about growing children who need sleep so that their growth plates can, properly fucking function. And I feel like I'm good.
Boy, I'm just gonna say it. A lot of shit just got dropped in 10 seconds. What part do we want to dissect first? Because there's a lot of meat here.
You better get to it before he blows it up.
Yes, in particular, I want to dissect the exact impact of this essence of raccoon you said you've created.
It was actually a very difficult process.
How do you distill raccoon?
The distillation process actually includes collecting a lot of raccoons.
Wait,
I kind of figured. Wait, do you?
you haven't been breeding them, have you?
Did you kill all the raccoons? Did you have to kill a bunch of raccoons to make this?
I didn't give birth to any raccoons to make this.
That's not reassuring.
Well, that settles one fear I didn't know I should have.
If you have in your hands liquid that is the direct essence of the death of many, many raccoons, that's I mean, I'm the Sorcelock here, but that's messed up.
It's science.
And it's still messed up.
In the background, the entire time you've been having this conversation, Harlock whipped a bottle onto the table where it sputtered, hissed, and proceeded to devour the food, eventually scooting across the floor and taking refuge in the corner where it devoured it. The fire moved animatedly, hissing and biting, potentially rabid, just like a raccoon. It chills in the corner and slowly dies out. Freya just watches it fascinated.
Gregor, please tell me you're also horrified at this.
Oh, look at its little hands.
No!
It's like a little fire bandit.
Okay. I concede that it's kind of cute, but also, think of the ethical implications of this.
Marcus, your father burns approvingly.
Thank you, Dad.
So, as positively fascinating as this little experiment has been, I don't like that is explosive rabies in my house. So,
Oh, you noticed they were rabid.
Were they all rabid?
it's a safe assumption. do you mind if I deal with it? Because listen, it's perfectly content with the steak right now, but it might have a taste for human flesh soon, and I'm not interested in that.
I feel like you shouldn't fuck with that because that's how you get flame rabies, right?
Yeah, I think if you consume it, it might have an ill-adverse effect
do
to
not
you.
eat that.
You are underestimating my wife.
Okay,
And
all I'm saying is that your wife is somebody attuned to fire who is, like, essentially part fire, that eating rabid fire might have adverse effects.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm not eating it. That's disgusting. Second,
Okay.
we just ate. I'm full. So
Okay, fine. Wrestling the fire into submission. Whatever you're gonna do.
No, I'm going to do something very silly and practical. She snaps her fingers and an anvil drops on top of it. There, no more.
Wow. Okay, you should have just said you were gonna do physical comedy at it.
She shrugs. I didn't want to spoil the surprise.
Oh, I respect that. That's hilarious.
Mercy comes around the table and you see that she like focuses really hard for a moment and then gives Faria a very quick kiss on the cheek, and this time there is no steam. And then she sits down. So, the goobers are in bed. So
That's good. Are they doing okay?
yeah.
You guys
They're-
have lovely children, by the way.
I missed
They
out
are
on
just-
all the fun.
No, they did not.
I think they had plenty. They were positively ecstatic to meet so many new people. It's a bit embarrassing to say, but we really don't have too.
Oh, sorry, Dad.
Oh, hello, Mr. Falafi.
He,
No reply.
he's placed next to you in his chair. He seems completely non-threatening. Just a simple, mild-mannered, questionable demon man, a little on fire.
Questionable two-dimensional demon man.
Yep.
Right. Well, as I was saying, it's a little embarrassing, but we don't have too many guests swing on by.
The
And if
hanging
we-
trees probably do that.
It's definitely the trees that strangle people, yeah.
I mean,
Well, also,
that-
I did notice that you live rather remotely, so that's not a big surprise.
Also the war, I bet.
Yeah.
That would be the bigger part
Yeah.
of this, I believe. Yes.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, is it really a war? It's kind of more like a apocalypse in your country, isn't it?
I mean, it also sounds as though your surrounding property is constantly waging a war on anything with a throat. Or am I wrong?
Faria like sits back in the chair. First of all, I want to issue a few corrections. An apocalypse implies that this can't be reversed. We still very much have hope for this country.
Yeah.
This isn't the end. Second of all,
Oh, things can exist after an apocalypse.
That's the post-apocalypse.
he looks over at the two of you. Please go on. What?
Well, it's kind of like if you look at my life, there was an apocalypse, but then things didn't get reversed, but they kept going afterwards.
Yeah, I'm from Free Arc.
Right, I'm beginning to understand. I guess I can see that point of view. To a certain extent, I believe the changes to this country could still be overall beneficial. Calling it an apocalypse has a certain finality to it, an air of irrecoverability that I don't particularly enjoy.
Talk with pillows, Gregor.
It does sound like a bit of maybe a defeatist term to use. I think I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, he nods at you, like with a look of appreciation. This society of Tannhauser was one that we were actually relatively close to the top of. As a result, we had a chance to witness its cruelty firsthand.
Ooh.
To a certain extent, our little remote getaway here is a reprieve, even amidst all of this madness. He drums his fingers on the counter again and actually works his jaw. Well, that's enough heavy talk for now. He tries to cheer up a little bit and looks back over to Mercy. They, actually brought up quite a few locations of interest, places I've wanted to visit potentially my entire life.
Oh.
They've seen Honorant. I believe you poked your heads into Caravia.
I was gonna say, do not go to Caravia. It is not as cool as you seem to think it is.
He gives you a look that's like, nah, we'll see. And they went to a place that sounds positively fake named Meadshire.
Meadshire?
In a way, it was.
Look, it was basically a shitty theme park. It's about as fake as can be.
Oh, the children would love that!
What?
He nods along fervently to that, like, exactly what I was thinking. It sounds delightful, actually.
Did you miss the part with all the sharp, rusty metal and how everybody was dying?
Yeah, no, the death from the evil fucking spirit bullshit that was going on.
They're tough kids.
Yeah, he leans in. Once again, you underestimate my wife.
I don't think they're going to open Meadshire back up just for you and your wife, though.
They absolutely better when we show up. And besides, I'm not terribly concerned. I would assume that protocols would have become more strict. I don't know the full story, but if
I would hope so, but don't hold it. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath, really.
Well, I'm optimistic, and besides, if there are anything sharp or anything of the sort, I don't know if you noticed when you shook our children's hands, they're made of marble to an extent.
They are?
Did you not notice?
No, I just thought that their skin was especially smooth and mineral-like. I thought it was like a hand cream or something. They're made of marble, really?
No, that's alchemy playing a part.
I thought that they had just been, like, playing in an iceberg or something, and so they were really cold.
There you go, yeah. That's another fine assumption.
No, that's...
what?
That's my husband's marvelous alchemy at work.
He smiles.
Huh.
Because of his very diligent work and just, it took so long to figure out. And I thank you so much, dear. They have, well, a bit of both of us, but alchemy needed to play basically a third parent, really, to even allow me to carry them.
Whoa. This wasn't in any of the talks.
Gregor, we're in uncharted territory now. From here on out...
You see, when two parents love each other very much, and then alchemy oversees it.
Oh, okay. I think from here on out, we're writing the talk, Gregor.
Faria has a sort of a significantly more gentle smile, one that you haven't seen on his face this entire exchange. As you can see, this art that we've, I believe, perfected here is one that could potentially benefit a wide variety of couples or people interested in having children. We have hope for the future beyond this. This isn't our apocalypse.
Have you published your findings anywhere?
He stops and then slowly shakes his head. Nothing beyond personal journals.
I see. I know of at least a handful of pretty reputable scientific journals that might be interested in something like this.
Well, if we make it to the other side of this, I would love it if you introduced me.
Of course. I keep forgetting that there's the whole cannot go outside the country thing right now.
Yeah, we know a guy who can help you out with, like, contracts and copyright and legal stuff.
Mercy, reaches down for a cup of tea. Besides, it might require a little more testing, so, she just takes a big sip with a smile.
Ooh, me, pick me for testing.
No!
I don't think you know what she just said.
Yeah, no, Faria's expression, for a second, he was mid-spit take, started to choke. The conversation went on, he regained his dignity quietly, reset his shirt neck, and then settled back down. Pulled it off, they didn't notice shit.